The night sky turned green, a soft, rippling glow that blanketed the earth. At first, people thought it was an aurora, a beautiful, harmless phenomenon. Then the pulse hit. It came without sound or warning, sweeping across cities and countrysides alike. Anyone caught in its light vanished, leaving behind empty cars, scattered belongings, and silence. Ellie had been in her apartment, shielded by the blackout curtains she'd hung up months ago for better sleep. When the green glow faded, she stepped outside and found her city transformed into a ghost town. The streets were littered with abandoned belongings. A child's bike lay on its side, its wheels still spinning. A pot of coffee on a cafe counter steamed into the empty air. Ellie wasn't alone for long. In the days that followed, she found others. Survivors who had been inside when the pulse came. They spoke in hushed tones about the strange things they'd seen since the event. Flickering shadows that appeared in the corners of rooms. Faint whispers carried on the wind. Then Ellie saw it for herself. One night, as the sky shimmered green again, she caught a glimpse of her sister, Mia, standing in the middle of the street. But Mia's figure was translucent, her eyes wide and filled with fear. Ellie called out to her, but Mia didn't respond. She reached for her, but Mia's form dissolved into the light. "Do you think they're still alive?" Ellie asked one of the survivors, a former scientist named Dr. Collins. Collins hesitated. "There somewhere. The pulse didn't kill them, but it displaced them. Think of it as a parallel dimension, overlapping hours, but out of sync. When the green light appears, it's like a window opening between worlds." Ellie became obsessed with finding Mia. She began tracking the green light, documenting the whispers, the flickering shadows, and the ghostly figures that appeared. Each time, the figures seemed more distinct, more aware. But something else was happening. The pulse wasn't just a one-time event. Each recurrence of the green light brought new anomalies. The ground trembling, objects warping as if pulled in two directions, and strange growths spreading across the city. Glowing, crystalline structures that hummed with the same energy as the pulse. Collins believed the energy was building to another event, larger and more devastating than the first. The pulse wasn't random, she explained. It was a harvest. "A harvest for what?" Ellie demanded. Collins gestured to the crystalline structures. "For them." The green light grew stronger each night, the crystalline structures spreading like a disease. The figures of the vanished began to linger longer, their translucent forms now glowing faintly with the same energy as the crystals. Ellie's resolve wavered as she watched her city transform. Was Mia still Mia, or was she becoming something else, something tied to the pulse? On the final night, the sky turned an intense, blinding green. The air vibrated with a low hum as the crystals pulsed in sync with the light. The figures of the vanished appeared everywhere, their faces blank and featureless. Ellie realized the truth too late. The pulse wasn't about displacement or parallel worlds. The people who vanished were being transformed, converted into energy for whatever entity had created the pulse. And now, it was coming back to finish the job.